Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. So for today's makeup tutorial, I'm going to be trying a bunch of different products that are new to me. So I hope that you guys enjoy and I will see you next time. Bye! Today's look, I'm starting off with my face. I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. This is the first time that I used this primer and I actually really enjoyed it. It kind of had that bouncy feel like a silicone primer would have, but it was extremely hydrating, and I used it underneath a stick foundation that is normally a matte finish, and it gave me a pretty dewy finish, so I really like it. For my foundation, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. This one, I think I'm in the shade Natural, I want to say, but I apply that directly to the face using the stick portion, and then I buff it out with my Makeup Geek stippling brush. I actually really enjoyed the combination of the e.l.f. primer and the Anastasia foundation. I think they go beautifully together. For my concealer, I'm using the e.l.f. HD concealer. This one is in the shade Light. I really enjoyed this concealer a lot, but I will say that I wish that they had more shades because they just don't have enough. And then I am just using my damp beauty sponge from Real Techniques to blend that out. This is my favorite technique of all time for concealer, just because I tend to get more dry around my eye area, and this really helps to prevent that dryness throughout the day. And then for my translucent powder that I'm going to use to set that concealer, I'm using the Wet n Wild Dulce de Leche Contour Palette, but I'm obviously using the lighter shade. Now for the eyes, I'm using this new palette. This is by Makeup Revolution. It's the Ultra Eye Contour Light and Shade Palette. And this ironically reminds me a lot of the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. But I'm taking this really gorgeous, kind of like neutral brown shade, and I'm using my Sigma E40 blending brush to use that in my crease. Now I'm taking this more of like a neutral gray tone, and I'm applying that in my outer V, all over the lid, and a little bit in the crease. So I really want this to be an all over matte look. So I'm literally just slapping this on my entire lid, but I'm trying not to go too high up so that we don't cover up the transition shade. Otherwise, it would just be pointless to use a transition shade. But I'm really making sure to take my time to apply that all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner. And then I noticed that it was looking just a little too muddy on my eyes, so I took this kind of like peachy shade, and I'm just lightly sweeping that into my crease area just to kind of lighten it up, because I was wearing this to school and I didn't want to look like I was trying to rock a smoky eye in the middle of class, specifically statistics. So I'm just lightly brushing that onto my crease area. And then I'm using this really beautiful kind of yellow vanilla shade as my brow bone highlight. I have been all about the brow bone highlight recently. I just think it completes any makeup look, especially if you're working with dark colors. Then I'm using Fast Lane. This is the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner, but I filmed it out of frame. Typical. So then I'm just taking that very first shade that I used, and I'm lightly dusting this on the lower lash line. Again, I don't want this to be too dark and too vampy. I just wanted a little bit something extra today. For my mascara, I'm trying a new mascara to me. This is the e.l.f. Volume Plumping Mascara. I was kind of nervous to try this because I know that with e.l.f., some things can be really amazing and other things can be total misses. But you guys, I love this mascara. First impressions, this is fantastic. It has a little bit more of a wet formula than I typically go for, but it was absolutely beautiful. For my bronzer, I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Mine is in the shade Light, I believe. And I'm just using a big powder brush to apply that to my cheeks and my temples area. Honestly, I love this bronzer so much. I'm pretty sure this is my favorite bronzer of all time. It goes on the skin so smoothly. You can buff it out easily, and it's buildable. So if you're wanting just a little bit of a bronze, great, but it's definitely buildable. Now I'm using another palette by Makeup Revolution, and I'm taking this really gorgeous matte blush. This palette comes with
4 matte blushes, and then 4 highlight shades. And honestly, I really like this. The eyeshadows were a little dusty, not too bad though, but this palette for the blush and highlights is amazing. Just wait until you guys see the highlight. Look at that. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm obsessed with this palette. It is so amazing. And it's really easy to blend out as well. I was a little bit nervous trying this brand, but it turned out really well, and I'm super excited that I did, especially for that highlight shade right there. Like, absolutely stunning. And then to top off, I'm using the Flower Beauty lipstick in the shade Tea Rose. This is my favorite lipstick from the drugstore of all time. I love the consistency and I love the shade. It's so gorgeous. And that is going to complete this look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye.